Engaging Singles, New Apostolic Church West, Nigeria Youths, Online Singles Seminar. Welcome everyone. Our topic today is on professionalism and vocational education, which is presented by Sister Kike Lomo Osilu. Why is being professional important? A professional workplace attitude and appearance allows an employee to take pride in his or her job, and it also improves workers' performance. Managers who are professionally set an appropriate example by encouraging their people to conduct themselves in a manner that supports company success worldwide. Why is education essential for a profession? Education is essential for a profession because it enables all students or everybody to realize their own full potential as individuals, and it also helps to build up the values necessary to become full members of a successful society. It is necessary to build knowledge, understanding, and skills that are required to complete in a successful, modern, ever-changing world. What is the relationship between education and profession? Education is the only currency that drives the economy. Education is also the main source that helps us to acquire knowledge, essential in various aspects of human life. Designing a bridge, for example, or building a house can be called a profession, while constructing it is called occupation. An occupation can be called as a profession when the person is paid for his or her deep knowledge. Professional education, which is the main thing or the main topic for today. Professional education is a formal specialized training about a particular profession in which learners are taught the central concepts, principles, and techniques, and how these are applied in real practice, that is, you are able to integrate theory with practice. And the learners also acquire the necessary competencies needed for proper practice and behavior. What are professional skills? Professional skills are career competencies that often are not taught or acquired as part of the coursework required to earn your master's or your PhD. Professional skills such as leadership, mentoring, project management, and conflict resolution are value-added skills essential to any type of career. As you analyze your professional behavior, consider if any of these key areas of development will help you acquire valuable skills. Number 1, goal setting. Goal setting involves the development of an action plan designed to motivate and guide a person or group toward a goal. Goal setting can be guided by goal setting criteria such as SMART criteria, while goal setting is a major component of personal development and management literature. The second one is communication. Communication is the act of conveying meanings from one entity or group to another through the use of mutually understood signs or symbols and semiotic clues. The main step inherent to all communications are the formation of communicative motivation or reason, message composition, and message encoding. Communication is the key. It is a very, very vital and important goal that is needed in area of self-development. We also have collaboration. Collaboration is the process of two or more people or organizations working together to complete a task or to achieve a goal. Collaboration is similar to cooperation. Most collaboration requires leadership skills, although the form of leadership can be social within a decentralized and egalitarian group. And collaboration is very, very important because we know that this time around most people find it difficult to work as a team or move together or do things in common with people. Collaboration is a very, very key area of development. Another one is listening. Listening. Listening, well, listening is when one is hearing what others are saying and trying to understand what it means. And I think that is a very, very key area, because most of us don't listen. We just want to be heard. We don't want to listen to what people are saying. So listening is very, very key and very, very important in our area. So we need to listen to know, to listen to others and understand what they are saying. It helps a lot. Conflict resolution. Conflict resolution is conceptualized as the methods and process involved in facilitating and peaceful ending of conflicts and retribution. Most people don't even know how to resolve a conflict, rather they add fuel. So we need to learn how to resolve, how to be a to resolve conflicts in whatever organization we find ourselves. Adaptability is also a feature of a system or a process. Adaptability is a process that is in terms of different disciplines in business, operation, and is a specialized term used for somebody to you need to acclimatize wherever you find yourself. You acclimatize to the norms and the values and the way they do things in that particular organization you find yourself. And when we say organization, everybody knows there are different types of organization in which we have all around us. Then accepting constructive feedback. We have destructive and constructive feedback. That's why it is necessary, if we are the one that is giving the feedback or the one that is getting the feedback, let it be constructive, because it goes a long way in damaging one's ego or building one's ego. What are some examples of professional goals? We have career goals such as short-term and long-term goals. You need to gain a new skills, and taking courses online. You don't always need to get a degree, or sometimes you need it. And we also have to be a volunteer. You go for internships, you create a blog or side hustle. There are so many things. You can work with a mentor if you really need to get a new skill. You also boost your networking abilities, and in turn with a large company or gain experience. You can start your own business, no matter how little it is. They say little drops of water makes a mighty ocean. You can start your own business via that. You can improve your sales or productivity of numbers, that is after starting your own business. Then you can earn a degree or get a certification, or make a career switch. An expert is somebody who has a broad and deep competence in terms of knowledge, skill, and experience through practice and education in a particular field. So you also need to become an expert in your own field, which helps you to defend your career or the path you have chosen to excel properly. How do you show professionalism? Try this advice and earn yourself a positive reputation. You show respect to others. Respect others is one of the best ways to show professionalism. Respect, also called esteem, is a positive feeling or action shown towards someone or something considered important or held in high esteem or regard. It conveys a sense of admiration for good or valuable qualities. Then you also have to learn to communicate effectively. You communicate effectively and efficiently and respectfully. Like most of you are talking and saying yeah. You understand? You don't need to speak all those kind of language when you are trying to show professionalism. There are ethics, there are ways to speak in a particular company, and especially in organizations, behavior and industrial organizations, you know how to speak. There are particular terms that is not allowed in a particular organization. You have to be proactive. You have to dress for success. Proactive behavior involves acting in advance of future situation rather than just reacting. There's a difference between action and reaction. Like we know, physics says every action is an equal and opposite reaction. Most times we act or we react. Let us learn to differentiate between action and reaction. Then we don't have to complain. You have to dress for success. Let's take for example, most of us don't know the difference between dressing, official dressing, the way we dress to church, the way we dress to school, the way we dress for formal and informal outings. Everything has been jam-packed. You see some people put face cap on top of Iro and Buba, you understand? And you see some people, you just have to, because it's the way you dress, you'll be addressed. You have to dress for success, because when somebody sees you, your dressing alone depicts the way they are going to relate with you. Dressing is of importance. Dress for success. Your sagging, the way you keep your hair, the way you look, is part of your dressing. Put on earring as a male. You barb different type of hairstyle that is not acceptable. It does not speak well for the kind of person you are. It does not project you properly. So dress for success is key. Then you don't complain. Don't complain, because when you got the job, I believe you were told what is expected of you, or when you start a business, you just put everything in prayer. You pray about everything. You don't complain. The business is not coming, the funding is not coming, there is this, there is that. Don't just complain. Rather, pray about it, and just be grateful for the little you have, because what you have, others don't have it. What you have, others are clamoring to have it. Just don't complain. Then you practice your basic manners. You learn how to greet. Most of us don't know how to greet, and when we greet, we just greet shabbily. You don't keep your manners. You don't know when to say your sorry, your thank you, your welcome, your goodbye. Keep your basic manners. Those are the basic manners we expect every one of us to have. And like for example, they talk about female singles not getting married because they are mannerless. The same thing with males. You get a wife, the wife, you just get the wife because the wife is after your money. So you need to practice your basic manners. Then you need to keep learning. You need to keep learning. Somebody that stops learning is dead. You learn from your mentor. You learn from yourself, you learn from your environment, you learn from everywhere. Learn the good aspect, not the bad aspect. I'm not telling you to go and learn how to do yahoo yahoo. You learn so many things, and also learn from other people's mistake, so that you also don't fall victim of that kind of mistake. You don't fall into that same mistake. Learning is key. Then look up from your phone. Most of us are always on our phone 24 hours. You are speaking with your customer, you're speaking with your boss, you are on your phone. Is a bad habit. It is disrespectful. When somebody is talking to you, you hold your phone and look straight into the person's eyes and listen. Listen to what the person is saying before you take your action or you make your reaction. You listen and look up from your phone. It's a good way of showing positive reputation about yourself. And this brings us to the second part of the program, which is as in the topic, which I'm talking about vocational education. Vocational education is a type of education that prepares people to work as a technician or to take up employment in a skilled craft or trade, that is trade person or artisan. We have different types. Somebody that is weaving baskets, name it. There are so many vocational: catering, career talk, makeup. You understand? We have so many of those vocational job that is now even incorporated into the school, and as part-time, people have now even come to the era of appreciating vocational education, because I think that is what makes those other people or somebody that has vocational education much more or a bit ahead of somebody that is having a pure white collar job, because you have something to fall back on. Take for example, during this COVID-19 global pandemic, most of these people with white collar job could not survive because they don't have vocational education. For people that have vocational education have something to fall back on, because it serves as another means of generating fund to keep the family going. And even if it is not generating funds, they are able to take care of themselves with the little thing they can do. They can make tomato puree, they can make so many other things that are essential. Take for example the issue of this face mask. It's part of vocation, because as a fashion designer, you have so many people creating so many designs, and the price suddenly drop because we have people supplying face mask. So that is a very good example of vocational education. And sometimes it is referred to as career or technical education. Why are vocational skills important? Vocational skills or education is important because it equips people with practical skills, just like I explained earlier on. It equips people with practical skills. Now, it is not, there are some jobs that we believe that is gender based. Now it is not just gender based. Now we have female mechanics, female plumbers, female painters. You understand? Those things are limited to, it's a male world, but everybody now come to the realization that I also need money, I need to look good, I need to eat good, and this my white collar job cannot get me all these things. So they eventually venture into developing their vocational skills. So it's necessary to begin or enhance it enhances a career. You might be a doctor and still know how to make chin chin. It does not affect you, it does not stop you from becoming the doctor you wanted to become. So vocational training is a great way to change your career as well, as you do not have to commit to spending as much time as required by traditional college or institution to gain new skills. They are what you can easily gain just by the roadside, but kudos to Lagos state government. They have a school for it, and I believe so many other states are also emulating them to getting vocational education and vocational training so that they can be certified. Why is vocational education important for youths or singles? Technical and vocational education and training plays an essential role in improving the well-being of youth and communities. As a single, you depend solely on yourself, and you're not expected at a particular age, which is supposed to be the normal norms, to depend on your parents for certain things. But when you are able to get all these type of education, technical or vocational, you are able to sustain and help yourself and even help those around you, because by the time you learn all these things, you're also creating job opportunities for the other people you want to train. And by the time they also train, it's more or less like train the trainers. Then the world becomes a better place, because everybody becomes independent. Nobody is depending on anybody to survive. It also increases productivity, empowers individuals to become self-reliant, and stimulates entrepreneurship. That's just what I've just explained, because it makes you to be independent, and you can move from smaller scale to larger scale. What are examples of vocational jobs? Eventually, when students are able to take this level into the following subject areas, we have agriculture, which is even very versatile now. You see people, especially it depends on the season, everybody wants to sell one thing or the other. I see selling of corns, and when you sell corn, you generate so many things from it. You can get akamu from it, you can get so many things from it. Even if you are roasting it or you are boiling it, so many things you can get from agriculture, like our lake rice, Nigeria made, so many other things, land management and production. And even with agriculture, you can go into poultry. And when it is Christmas time, just like this salad I went, we saw so many people carrying out their chickens, and that's poultry, and it's fetching them money. Animal care management, we have building services engineering, catering, Everybody is a caterer, but we have good skills and we have better cooks. We have craft and designing, cultural heritage, and visitor attraction. It goes with the museum, design and development. I'm sure we have most of these with these graphic designs for especially the activities by the youth. We have so many design for the divine services. It's a whole lot out there. What are the benefits of vocational education? A clear advantage of vocational training is that learning can be undertaken on the job, that is on the job training. For example, while I was at Model College, that was when I learned how to sew, and I had my machine and I can sew, you understand. So by profession, I'm a teacher, and vocationally, I'm a fashion designer. So there are so many other things you could do. I also cater. So many things you could do. You are not limited. It's just your mindset, and the sky is the starting point. This means that as well as getting broader academic knowledge, students or singles also can get the practical skills that are more likely to be required in reality. That is, we are able to integrate theory with practice. What are the disadvantages of vocational education? A disadvantage to vocational education is the low score when it comes to job competition against applicants having a traditional college degree. Vocational college education students enter career fields faster because they are the ones that they use for their dirty jobs. When an engineer gets a contract, just go to them and, okay, you are a bricklayer, you are a plumber, and just gather all of them together and they start doing the job. And when they get them into the ministry, there's a bar to the level that they can rise to. So however, in many of these jobs, they are of lower paying positions, and you see so many of them, they get the job maybe with SSC or with OND or with HND. They can't go further because you see somebody that is just coming in, a fresh graduate, to be made their boss, and most of the time it is disheartening and not encouraging. So try and get your traditional college education. Thank you so much. I believe this has been a wonderful time. I'll be expecting your questions. Thank you for your time, dear beloved brethren.